imagine pitching a car like this today? I'm talking about a car with a massive V10 engine, no windows, no roof, and literally no airbags. Well, that was the initial vision, a car that was born out of a desire to create a modern-day Shelby Cobra. Here's everything you need to know about the Dodge Viper.
And here it is, the Dodge Viper. If this doesn't excite you, then check your pulse, because you aren't feeling too damn well this morning. It's been the hit of auto shows here, and it's made the cover of 6 magazines before we even showed it in Europe.
In 1992, the first production Viper, the RT10 Roadster, was finally released, and it was everything we hoped for and more. It was an absolute beast. It came with an 8-liter V10 engine that cranked out 400 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. This thing could hit 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds and had a top speed of 165 miles per hour. But here's what I think makes it so special. It was a car with no excuses. It was a pure, unadulterated driving experience with no traction control, no ABS brakes, no exterior door handles, and no airbags. The windows were made of vinyl and had zippers, just like a Jeep Wrangler, and the roof was just a flimsy canvas thing. Its side exit exhaust pipes were cool, but they also got so hot you could scald yourself getting in or out. This lack of modern safety and convenience features is what gave the early Vipers their notorious Widowmaker reputation. It was all power and no safety net. The car was demanding, and it left no room for error, requiring total concentration when driving. A former Dodge salesman even said that 2/3 of serious buyers backed out after a test drive because the car was just too scary to drive. But for those who bought it, its demanding nature was a point of pride, not a flaw. The lack of modern electronic aids meant you, the driver, were in complete control of that massive V10. In 1996, the second iteration of the first generation arrived and brought with it a more civilized version, the GTS Coupe. While the RT10 Roadster was still around, the GTS was a game changer. It finally had a fixed roof, dual airbags, and, thankfully, real windows. They also ditched the leg-scorching side exit exhaust pipes for a single muffler and a rear exit setup. This move not only made the car safer, but it also reduced back pressure and boosted the horsepower to 450 horses. This new GTS could now hit 60 miles per hour in 4 seconds and had a top speed of over 180 miles per hour, proving that refinement could also mean more performance. With this second iteration, we also saw the birth of one of the most legendary Viper variants, the ACR. The first ACR, American Club Racer, was introduced in 1999, and it was created to reaffirm the Viper's performance-first philosophy in the face of its increasing civility. It was a stripped-down, track-focused machine with less weight, a stiffened suspension, and special BBS wheels. The ACR package was the ultimate expression of the car's race on Sunday, sell on Monday spirit. For the second generation, from 2003 to 2006, the Viper got a redesign and was rebranded under the SRT moniker. The bodywork got sharper edges, but it was still unmistakably a Viper. The V10 engine was also increased to 8.3-liter, producing a massive 500 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque. This new version was easier to drive at the limit than the earlier cars, a subtle nod to the fact that the original Widowmaker reputation, while legendary, was also a barrier for some. It was a transitional era, where the Viper's raw nature started to balance with modern expectations. The car also returned to a roadster format, but this time with a proper folding soft top. After a brief gap, the second iteration of the second gen roared back for the 2008 to 2010 model years, and it was pure, unadulterated power. The V10 engine displacement was increased again, this time to 8.4 liter, now making a staggering 600 horsepower. This wasn't just a simple upgrade. The engine received higher flow heads, new valves, and even variable valve timing, a surprising first for a pushrod engine. This decision to double down on a naturally aspirated V10 while other manufacturers were moving to smaller forced induction engines shows a deep commitment to the Viper's core identity. The ACR returned again, and it was a record-breaking machine. Like before, it was purpose-built for the track, with a host of aerodynamic upgrades, including a massive rear wing and a chunky front splitter. Stripped of 40 pounds of weight, this 600 horsepower ACR wasn't just fast in a straight line, it was a world-class track car. You won't believe this, but in 2008, it set a blistering Nürburgring record of 7:22, making it one of the fastest street-legal cars to ever run the famed German track. That record was a huge statement. It proved that a car with a truck-based V10 and no electronic driver aids could beat purpose-built exotics from Germany and Italy.
So it is up to the maker of the machine to breathe life into its creation. The machine cannot say it's greater than the maker, nor can the maker say the machine is beneath him, because through the process, the two have become one.
After another short break, the third and the final generation arrived in 2013, briefly under the SRT brand before being folded back into Dodge. Under the hood was still the 8.4-liter V10, but its power was boosted to 645 horses. This car was the final evolution, a true American supercar. But the biggest change was this. For the first time ever, the Viper came with modern driver aids like stability control and traction control. It was a move that finally brought the Viper in line with safety regulations and modern expectations, showing that it had finally matured and reconciled its raw roots with the realities of the modern supercar market. The final generation also featured the one-of-one customization program, where customers could choose from over 50 million unique build configurations. This was a brilliant move by Dodge to celebrate the Viper's rarity and give enthusiasts the chance to create a truly one-of-a-kind Viper. For its final act, Dodge released the most extreme Viper ever made, the 2016 Viper ACR. This thing was the ultimate track weapon, with an optional extreme aero package that included a massive adjustable carbon fiber wing, a huge front splitter, and carbon ceramic brakes. The aero package was so effective at producing downforce that it actually limited the car's top speed to around 177 miles per hour. That's a critical detail, because it tells you exactly what the car's purpose was. It was never about top speed. It was about cornering dominance. The downforce was a testament to its singular focus on lap times. Dodge celebrated the end of the Viper's run in 2017 with 5 special editions, including the Snakeskin Edition GTC and the Voodoo 2 Edition ACR. Each of these came with a serialized instrument panel badge, cementing their status as instant collectibles. The last Viper rolled off the production line in 2017, and it has not been replaced since. For me, the Viper's racing history is the ultimate validation of its core concept. The Viper GTS-R, a purpose-built race car, was developed with the help of a French firm called Oreca, and it absolutely dominated global motorsport. This thing was a beast on the track, winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times, the FIA GT Championship 3 times, and taking an outright victory at the 24 Hours of Daytona in 2000. It's the kind of success that proved a car born from a truck engine and a shoestring budget could beat the most prestigious and technologically advanced marques in the world. The GTS-R was so dominant that racing officials literally had to change the rules to slow it down. So, what did the German team Zaxpeed do? They came up with a wild workaround. To comply with engine displacement rules, they removed the pistons, rods, and valves from the front two cylinders, effectively converting the 8-liter V10 into a 6.2-liter V8, while somehow still producing around 600 horsepower. Can you imagine that? It's the perfect example of the Viper's rebellious spirit.